Like, if you think life insurance is the best thing since sliced bread, we will write a book towards people who need life insurance because that's what you want to attract to your business.
Let me expand on that. One of the biggest values, if not the biggest value of the book, is that it forces you to clarify your point of view, right?
Yes.
Absent sitting down, going through this process, we all have experiences, we all have stories, we all have good ideas. Oftentimes they don't connect seamlessly. And so it forces you first to say, who is my ideal reader? And I'm going to have you expand on this in a second because for many advisors, one of the challenges they face is that they work with a wide range of people, right? And so, we work with pre-retirees,
Anyone.
which is a pretty broad market, and so it forces you to become more intentional about not who you currently serve, but who do you want to attract more of going forward. So when it comes to clarifying your ideal reader, share some of your wisdom in terms of how you guide people to become more intentional about their ideal reader, which happens to also be their ideal prospect, which also happens to be their ideal client.
Well, that's, marketing 101 is who's your audience.
Well, it is. People...
And we incorporate that into the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with financial advisors. And what I've noticed is many financial advisors have gotten 20 years into their career just trying to keep clients. And they haven't not everyone, but a lot of them haven't sat down and thought, who do I want to serve? Not, I will take anyone because they will help me meet my bottom line and keep my books in order and keep my business growing.
And to further clarify that a little bit, I think when they come in, the commonality is, we work with people that have so much in assets or, it's usually $1, which then again becomes everybody, right?
Yes.
It's the everybody problem. So keep going.
It's the everybody problem. And when you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody.
Exactly.
So with a book, knowing who you are writing to is essential. So asking the questions about when was the last time you felt like a client and you were really clicking and you felt a different way about working with a certain client. What was it about that client that made you feel alive, that gave you that extra spark? Was it the client who wanted to leave a meaningful inheritance for their children? Was it the client who was both having children, leaving for college and having to support them and having adults, their parents, the sandwich, what I think it's called the sandwich generation.
Yep.
What about those clients made you feel like you were being such a huge contribution and really made you feel just a little bit extra umph in your step? And what was it about them? And I've written books that they decided that their ideal client was females who were raising females and who had never learned finances growing up and how to teach themselves finances and then teach it to their daughters. I've had different religious organizations.
Yes, you have become our religious specialist. Keep going.
Yes, but there's one, specifically for Mormon seniors who like how they can maximize their retirement to do senior missions later in life or support their families.
By the way, however you determine your ideal audience, the idea that it's specific enough where in the case that you just mentioned, it's the person, wrote not only to Mormons specifically, which is a great specific audience, but it was even more specific. It was a very specific stage that then this book becomes like the resource that you would want and you would want to share with all the people in your network with.
Yeah. And I'm sure that this specific financial advisor who wrote this book, we're still working on it. We're almost done. That's not his only client. I know that's not his only client. But as you said before, you write the book to who you want to attract to your business, not who is currently your book of business. You write to the people you want to work with more, what you want to focus on more. Like if you think life insurance is the best thing since sliced bread, we will write a book towards people who need life insurance because that's what you want to attract to your, business. So it's about what feeds your soul, what makes you feel like you're being a contribution to the world and to society. And I think that when they can find what really gives them joy, it's the whole Marie Kondo. Does this bring you joy? Does this spark joy? Then those are the people you want to write to. And if you want to sell more of the products that make you happy, we'll find who are the people that need those products and write to them. It's about, you don't want to feel drained at the end of the day after working, and not every financial advisor wants to work with every person that might end up draining them. You want to work with the people and build up your book of business with people that will make you feel fulfilled and happy with your life's work. And the book can definitely do that if you write to who you want to work with.
And to your point, it opens up what I love about the short book is that for most people, just the idea of writing a book, it's like, it seems like daunting until we show them that it's doable, right? But then they have the book, they see how it's not as daunting as they imagined. It's weeks, not years. Then they see the impact it can have in terms of bringing in more of the right fit clients into their business. And then what happens is that invariably is that, oh, well, I have this other audience, or I have this other maybe life stage that people are
Mhm.
going through
Mhm.
that I should write a book based on that. And so, like myself, I've written 5 books at this
Yeah.
point, and it just becomes my way, especially over time. I mean, whether I want to focus on building something, I always support it with a book because it becomes the backbone of everything that comes from it. It puts out the specific point of view around this topic, and then all the marketing is downstream of that. Over time, ideas change, technology changes, all these different things. I mean, that's when it's useful to do what I call a book refresh, right? And so this is where, okay, the book is still 80 to 90% accurate, but maybe a couple years have gone by, maybe some tax laws have changed. And so now instead of writing a whole new book, you can simply write second edition of the book.
Mhm. And what a cool marketing tool. You don't have to rewrite an entire new book, but it's new, it's fresh, and yeah, it's a whole new way to market yourself.
And it gives you all the energy of going back and saying, "Hey, I have a new
Mhm.
book." It's a second edition, but all the activities that you would do with a first edition, you can go back and do. And it's really in
Yeah.
those activities that you get the buzz and you get the momentum and you bring in the new
Yeah.
clients. And so
Yeah.
it becomes another reason to go back out and something to be excited about and to engage people with.